Do you know, a while ago we did a thing called things that annoy you as a dad, as a parent.
Yeah.
People that munch food really close to me.
Was it loud?
Today on the show, we've got quite a lot of stuff actually, quite a showbiz show. Later on, Al talks exclusively to Peter Andre. Did you do it in your living room?
In my living room.
Sorry, point over there. We're in Al's shed here. This is the the man shed for dad chat, and Al's house is just there.
We can see it from here.
So you talked to Peter Andre about being a dad.
I did. We had an exclusive. Well, I spent the day with him filming for ITV for a programme on This Morning.
We'll show you a bit of that as well.
And then we managed to grab him at the end. Not literally. He didn't like that. For an exclusive interview, and I was able to sit down for half an hour with him and ask him about what being a dad means to him, and it was amazing, just so insightful. He's a great guy.
This week, I've got to tell you the story, and depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching this, I think it's in Christmas 2018, it's totally irrelevant, but after finishing work in London the other day, I actually saw the filming of the new Mary Poppins remake.
Really?
And I think I saw Emily Blunt. So they were filming, there's this lovely, all the music in the background, like the classical music, so they're obviously doing a musical piece. And there's this amazing double-decker bus, which has got an old school Listerine advert on the side, and there were like kids in old school, not horse and cart, like tricycle stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you get a rickshaw in London, the guy's pedaling.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that. And it was just, I am obsessed with that movie right now, and I've never seen it, but just because I've seen it filming, and like, the cars were incredible, the old cars.
I love it. I love that for you, the old cars, the vintage, the classicness of the movie is what has hooked you, whereas every one of our, well, not everyone, a lot of our male viewers will have only been interested in getting a glimpse of Emily Blunt.
Well, we think it was Emily Blunt, or it might have been her stunt double, her body double.
So, either way, they probably look the same, right?
I can't clarify which one was which, but when you see, you can make your own mind.
Was she doing a stunt?
No, she was just standing watching.
Well, you know you've made it in Hollywood when you have a stunt double to double you sitting.
Right, should we cut to the Peter Andre interview?
Yes, let's go back to Peter Andre.
Let's do it.
Today I'm going to meet a dad who really does spend every waking moment with his little boy, and I can't wait to meet them both. Al Ferguson is a full-time stay-at-home dad who looks after his 2-year-old son Ted while his wife Jen works as a teacher.
It's great. Every day's a challenge, every day's different, and it's fun. You know, we have a lot of fun playing. I really enjoy it. Today, Ted and I have ITV moving into our house for the day. They're doing a programme on This Morning about dads around the UK, and they're looking at stay-at-home dads. So they've come in to see what Ted and I get up to on a normal day. The thing is, it's not that normal when you have Peter Andre in your house. But he's going to be here today. He's presenting the show, so we're going to hang out with him for a little bit and be chatting to him all about being dads and you know, that kind of thing. So I'm really privileged and lucky to be with Peter Andre, who's been filming with me for the day, just looking at my life as a stay-at-home dad. Yeah. And obviously you love being a dad, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're doing an absolutely brilliant job, I have to say. Watching you today and with your son, there's no better bond. There's just no better bond, you know, and it's like you said to me, it's time you'll never get back.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. What do you find, or what do you think is the best thing about being a dad?
You know, it's kind of strange, because I think what happens when you become a parent is you all of a sudden you're not selfish yourself. You know, you used to be your first priority, and then your child becomes your first priority.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're always thinking about what you're going to do for them rather than what you're going to do for yourself. And in amongst that, you get to relive your childhood in a different way, but through your children. And I think that's an incredible thing. And also, I think it's the bond that you get. That's the greatest thing.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
You can't explain the bond to anybody.
That's right. It feels like it's the greatest privilege, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To be a parent, to be a dad, there's nothing that can compare.
There isn't, and you'll get a lot of people who aren't dads and who aren't parents who'll be like, "Oh, give me a break every time you mention your kids." But the ones who are parents and who genuinely love their kids, which most parents do, you know, then they'll get it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I noticed about you when we met this morning, is that every time you speak about your kids, your eyes light up, and you're so enthused. And I think that is such an amazing trait for dads.
Thanks, mate. And I mean, look, you're seeing you today. This is what was great, is that I'm doing a show. So for people that don't know, we're doing a 4-part series on dads, different dads in the UK. So we met the Britain's shortest dad, which was really amazing, and how he couldn't change his child's nappy because his child was bigger than him.
Yeah,
things like that. Once the child had even reached a year and a bit, and then there's yourself, which is a stay-at-home dad, and we're showing how people have there's a stigma to certain things, but actually being a stay-at-home dad is not only a full-time job, but it's probably the best possible job you could ever have. The only difference is you don't get paid for it.
I know, that's the downside.
That's the downside.
Well, what else is a hard thing about being a dad? What did you find difficult?
Well, I think, that you realise that when you want to go and train, or when you want to go and do the things you want to do where you would just do them selfishly, which is fair enough because you're on your own, all of a sudden you've got to think, well, hang on a second, I can't just go and do that. I can't just leave my child there and go down to the gym, and I can't take my child to the gym because what if he runs away? So all of a sudden you're like, no, I've got to look after him, and if I get time to train later, I'll do that. Same with food. I tell you what's tough, you end up eating all the things you don't want to eat because your child eats all the foods that you shouldn't eat. And then what I'm saying is, obviously they eat healthy foods as well, but all the little snacks that they love that we never normally have because we're too busy, we're like, I'll have that.
And I find that after breakfast or dinner or lunch, he doesn't eat everything on the plate, and I don't want to throw it in the bin, so I'll scoop it up.
I've already seen a plate over there that he's half eaten, and I'm thinking that looks pretty good.
I've put on so much weight since Ted, and now I've got to a stage where I think I need to shift it. Did you find the same thing?
I don't know what you look like before, but there's no one going to watch this and think that you're overweight, so don't worry about that. But I know it's an inner feeling. I have to be careful because I can. So what I do is I just train harder. So my training times are usually just before dinner, like an hour before dinner, or if I'm going to cook, I'll cook early and then I'll go and train, or I'll train early and then go and cook. I mean, it's hard when you're out working because by the time you get home you're shattered. You want to spend time with the kids, you don't want to have to go in the gym, but it's one of those things I try and get in, and it's only happened recently. For a long time I just stopped doing it because you're too busy, but the kids get to an age where you think, okay, I'll actually take an hour and do this.
Start getting back in shape. So we have a lot of viewers and dads who are either expecting or they're brand new dads, like they've got a kid, a baby for the first time. As someone with lots of experience, what would your advice be?
Do you know what? There's nothing you could ever say to anyone to prepare themselves. Just enjoy it, because you're going to have moments, the first couple of months, people say, but you're so tired and you're this and you're that. Yeah, but the joy that you're getting overrides it by a mile. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you'll catch up on that sleep. And then you'll be like, God, I don't even remember that I wasn't sleeping very well. And the third thing is that every moment is sacred because it goes. And no moment's the same, everything changes. But just go for it. Just enjoy every minute, even when you're tired. Just get a coffee machine, get an espresso machine, it's my only advice, and drink loads of coffee. You'll be rocking.
So you don't miss a thing. Perfect. Well, listen, Peter, thank you so much. I've had a great day with you.
You too, mate. You're a great guy, and your wife's a lovely lady. Your Ted is an incredible little kid, and seeing you guys as a family is great.
Thank you.
Really good.
Well, I'm pleased, and thank you very much for spending your time with us.
So there it is, the exclusive chat with Peter Andre, Al, the Dad Network, which, what an amazing thing to get a bit of time with him. I've interviewed him, because obviously working on the radio and stuff, I've interviewed him loads of times. Genuinely, what you see is what you get with Peter.
Yeah.
He's such a lovely, genuine guy.
Yeah, that's what, when he came in, that was our first initial thought. 100% he's a genuine guy. And he's so lovely, and do you know what? He dotes on his children. Like, if there's ever an example of a committed, involved, and 100% full-on dad, he's it.
There you go. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. Anything you want to ask in the comments below, just do that. Make sure you subscribe, obviously, as well. And we'll be back next Friday, about 10 o'clock-ish.
10 AM on the dot.
Okay, gotcha. Take care, have a good week.
Bye. I did it. I did a horrible bye.
There's nothing wrong with doing the bye.
I hate doing a bye. I need like
saying goodbyes.
I need like an ending, like a.
Oh, seriously, man up.